Hello, everyone. Have you ever wondered what the end of the world smells like?
Right now, I am standing in the middle of a cramped, dark, and damp alley in London. Today is the evening of September 1st, 1666. If you look up, you cannot even see the sky. The houses here are not only built of wood, but they are also designed in an incredibly bizarre way. The air is thick with the stench of garbage, open sewers, and pitch. People have coated their houses in pitch, completely unaware that they have...
The urban planning and infrastructure here are truly a nightmare by any engineering standard. It is a labyrinth of twisting streets with...
The wind from the east is howling in strong gusts. It only takes one small spark, and this colossal wooden structure will...
I am walking down Pudding Lane. Everything seems to have fallen asleep.
There is only one place where a faint light still flickers. It is the bakery of Thomas Fariner, the King's baker.
History records that it is exactly here, in his oven, where everything began. I have just stepped close to the bakery window.
The fire seems to have been put out, but I can still see the glowing embers flaring up with every gust of wind slipping through the cracks of the door.
Should I knock and warn them? If I do, will the flow of history be altered? Millions of lives and entirely new...
I decide to step back. I am merely an observer. 1 a.m, September 2nd. I am tossing and turning in a rented room when a deafening crackle echoes through the air.
Followed immediately by a blast of heat hitting my face. Smoke. Acrid smoke burns my nose.
I jump out of bed and look through the tiny window. Oh my God! The night sky has turned into a terrifying, brilliant orange.
Thomas Fariner's bakery is engulfed in a raging inferno. The fire is not just burning, it is roaring. The east wind whips fiercely,
blowing giant embers straight onto the surrounding thatched roofs and pitch-soaked wood. I grab my coat and rush down the stairs.
The streets are already descending into chaos. Church bells are ringing frantically, echoing across the night sky like a desperate siren. Bare-chested men and women clutching screaming children are all running into the streets. The fire spreads with the speed of a starving monster. I can hear the sharp cracks of dry wood splintering, the thud of collapsing walls, and the desperate screams for help.
In this era, they do not have a professional fire department, underground water systems, or any modern firefighting equipment.
Their only fire defense system consists of leather buckets passed from hand to hand from the River Thames. The only strategic and effective way to stop this is to pull down the surrounding houses to create a fire break. But no one dares to do it.
The Lord Mayor of the city has just arrived on horseback. He looks at the flames, sneers with arrogance, and mocks that the fire is so small a woman could put it out. It is now the morning of the second day. I have been pushed out into the larger streets.
fire has created its own weather system. The immense heat rises rapidly, pulling in cold air from the surroundings, creating terrifying fire. Can you even imagine it? Spinning columns of fire shooting straight into the sky, sucking up debris, furniture, and glowing.
I had to tear a piece of my shirt and soak it in water from a muddy puddle on the street.
Just to cover my nose and mouth. Oxygen is running out. Every breath burns my lungs. Everywhere I look, there is a massive but completely chaotic evacuation. There is no plan, no route. They're desperately cramming their belongings, silks, gold, and bulky furniture onto wooden carts. Traffic is completely paralyzed.
The narrow alleys are now choked with abandoned carts and goods. It looks exactly like the worst traffic jam in a modern megacity.
But instead of honking horns, it is the deafening roar of the fire closing in right behind us. I have to save myself.
The River Thames. That is the only way out. I shove my way through the panicked crowds, climbing over piles of discarded belongings. In the distance stands St. Paul's Cathedral.
They trust that the thick stone walls and massive crypts will protect them, but they do not know that the cathedral's roof is covered in lead. Tonight, the temperature of this fire will reach 1,250 degrees Celsius. The lead will melt. It will create a rain of liquid metal, flowing down the streets like volcanic lava, incinerating everything in its path, even the strongest structures. I finally make it to the riverbank. The scene here is apocalyptic.
Thousands of people are cramming onto tiny boats, desperately trying to row away from the shore. I jump onto a boat packed with exhausted refugees.
The entire skyline of London is a single wall of fire stretching as far as the eye can see. A scene of
That fire will continue to burn for 4 days and nights. It will devour 87 churches, over 13,000 houses, and
But there is an incredibly strange historical fact. The official recorded death toll is only 6 people.
Think of the thousands of poor people trapped in narrow slums, those who were too sick or frail to run. Without
This journey has shown me the terrifying power of fire. I am preparing to activate my device to return to my own timeline.